Hello and welcome to today's video. We are here for a special NASCAR Heat 2 video, and today we're going to drive around the Charlotte road course a little bit. We're not doing any racing or anything, we're just going to be driving around in a qualifying session because you can't just load up a practice session in this game. So, I mean, you can load up practice, but it doesn't really matter. So, the Charlotte road course in NASCAR Heat 2. It's a little bit different than the actual layout it will be for the playoff race coming in September. But for the most part, it's very similar, and I'm going to just talk through some of the bits and what I like about it being a new track in NASCAR Heat 2. Now, it's been out for a little bit now since the update came out, and I just figured, let's just talk through sort of my thoughts on it, and of course my thoughts on how it is going to actually be in NASCAR. Now, a lot of people don't really like the idea of it and said, why are we doing it? And in the beginning I was sort of that way. I'm like, why? Why is that a road course? But upon realizing the fact that, hey, they have a deal with all these tracks and with the owners of the tracks through a certain amount of time, I believe it's until 2020. So even though the fans said, hey, let's add in a road course, and NASCAR's like, okay, we should have a road course in the playoffs, and a lot of drivers said, okay, let's do that. But actually getting it done isn't easy. People said Road America, Met Ohio, they raced there in the Xfinity Series. But to get an actual race at those tracks, at the Cup Series, the owners of those tracks are not the same owners of any of the tracks right now. So owners can change the tracks they have. On the schedules you've seen, they got rid of, they got rid of New Hampshire for Las Vegas. Same owner of both those tracks. So that's okay. It's doable. That's the first time I've ever hit that running this track. Just want you to know. It's the thing. It's fine. You can change those tracks if you want. But you cannot, NASCAR can't be like, hey, you own this track, you got New Hampshire, no, we're just going to put a road course in instead and not give you another date for your tracks. They can't do it until later. So, turning Charlotte into a road course isn't that bad of an idea. And I think it's good. Now, could they have turned a bigger track into a road course, like Talladega, or used the road course at Daytona? Of course. But again, they're not owned by the same owner as Charlotte is. So they can't make that change. It doesn't work for their contract. So I think making Charlotte into a road course is a very, very good idea. Gives them the road course in the playoffs, a track nobody's ever raced before, layout-wise, and that's the thing. Now, NASCAR or Charlotte, one of the two, announced that the track layout's a little bit different from what you're going to see here in the game. And they've acknowledged that, but there's nothing they can do about that. It's just, they already made it in the game. The update was already announced. Like the day they announced the update was the announcement that the track was being changed. Now, I guess could they have coordinated it a little bit and said, hey, we're changing Charlotte, do you want to change your game? I'm sure they could have done that. Don't know why they really didn't, but it's whatever. But now we're going to talk through a little bit of the track, video game wise, not what it actually is. First of all, right here, you're going to head through some winding turns here. It's just really back and forth racing, and it's very, very interesting the way this is. And I like this turn here. It's kind of like get right along the bottom here, and you can still pick up a little bit of speed. Short little straight here. We're back on the turn. This is one of the hardest turns, I think, within the whole track right there. And then this turn's pretty difficult as well, because you're going from that right onto some high banking of turn 1 that's normally turn 1 at Charlotte. So then we're going to come out of this turn. I'm not sure what the numbers are in the game, but normally out of turn 2. And then on the back straight, there goes this little, is that a chicane, bus stop, one of the two. Or is it the same name? I'm not sure. By the way, you go through there, very, very interesting. Just makes it a little bit more difficult, a little interesting on the back straight. And then you go through here, which is on the infield. You can't pass there. Okay, that's the thing. But you go through a little bit on the infield, and it's kind of tough to get around. So as you guys can see, I'm for some reason struggling right now. But here we go, so we're going to go to the line. And then we're going to talk about this turn here, just very, very interesting. It's very hard on the brakes. And you're going to enter a little elevation here, down the hill, and then it's the same thing. Back through this turn here, a little bit of a big turn, brake instantly, another turn, and then straight down the back here of the track. Then we're going to look at another little turn, and it's just, you know, it's very interesting track to learn and try to pass some cars on. And I think that this is a very, very nice track, and I'm excited to race it in Season 4 of NASCAR Heat 2 on the channel for the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series coming probably, I guess that will probably be in April, but there's still a lot of time left we could actually race it in that main series, but there'll definitely be some more live streams of the track and all that stuff, so you won't miss any action here of this trip. And to go to the pit,
slow down.
The pits are the exact same here. The pit is basically the same thing. That's going to be interesting. That's very close, that turn, off the turn and then in and back up. It really slows down your run down the front straight. It's very, very interesting. They made it right after the turn, so you got to come off the turn and brake hard, which is a very interesting spot. So you come into the pits. They're going to repair the damage that I have to my car. Because we did take a lot, as you guys seen our contact there with whatever car we made contact with on the part that I was just talking about. And then coming out of pit road, it's very interesting. This is a straight turn. It's going to be very weird for, I think, the race. I don't know where the pit out line is. Is it that yellow line? Because that's going to make a very, very interesting race if it is. My only question is, how are the fans going to be able to see what's happening here on the back straight? Semi-back straight. I think this is going to be a very, very interesting race, and I'm looking forward to seeing it this September for real. And of course, how it all goes out in our series in whenever Season 4 gets to this to the playoffs. But you know, I think that the whole race is very cool. Looking forward to racing more at Charlotte here on the channel. New road course, of course. Now, people do call it a Roval. I call it the Charlotte road course. I'm not calling it a Charlotte Roval. Absolutely not. The title may say it, so it's more understandable with people who are calling it a Roval. But yeah, not calling it a Roval. Alright, so with that, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, kind of breaking down the Charlotte road course. And we'll see you guys in the next one.